Hello, our YouTube followers. I know there's a few. If you are new to this channel, I'm just starting out. If you don't mind helping me by not only you subscribing, but please share these principles with others. Share the videos, anything that you feel called to share with. We really, really need your help. And today we are going to talk about just what our intent is, what our mission is, and usually we teach a principle every week for 4 weeks, and some of these months we have an extra week, and usually that is kind of a bonus material of some sort. We did have an interview with one of our sisters. It's getting to know your sisters, but I couldn't get it to work. So we're going to try it a different way, so eventually we can get that for you. But I did want to put out a video for the people that are here on YouTube, just so that you also have a video for this week. So honestly, I didn't know what I'm going to say or how I was going to say it. I'm just kind of ad-libbing per se. But I wanted to tell you, my name is Cheryl Partridge, and I wanted to at least let you know what our mission statement is and what we're looking for in this coming year. So our Sacred Sisterhood Society, our intent is to bring women, and frankly men, boys and girls together in unity and to heal. And this world there's so much going on in this world that we just need a lot of healing. And I think there's some amazing messages that will be coming out. And I don't know what the messages are necessarily, but I know there's so many amazing things that are going to be happening in our future. But if we are not able to hear those messages, because we have a lot of healing to do, then those messages will be lost. And so the Sacred Sisterhood Society I created so that despite our differences, it could be religions, it could be races, it could be just all of our diversity, all of our privileges. Right now we're hearing a lot of people being angry at people because they have different privileges. We're seeing people fall apart when it comes to medicine, when it comes to all kinds of things, right? Like, we are just tearing each other apart. And so these principles that I am teaching are literally 12 principles. These principles are my gift to you. They're completely free. You can come on every Sunday and learn these principles. And there's no cost. Some women or some people are donating, and that's great. That's going to help us move forward. But these are literally my gift to you. So if you feel called, again, bring other women on. But my intent this year for all of us is to create an opportunity to bring us together. And we do this this is a great way for me to give the teachings, but my intent, or something that I'm really desiring to do, is seeing women come together in their own communities. So starting their own tribes, their own circles, and women getting back to hugging one another, talking to each other face to face. And so at the end of every principle, I have 3, I call them reflections. So reflections about self, reflections about the how we are in our relationships, and then reflections of the world. Because we're not just self, right? We are our relationships, and we are part of this world. And so I give reflections, and so you can come together as women. You guys can have a potluck and talk about these reflections that also can be quite healing. And hopefully you guys then start sharing wine and start talking about other things like your period, and talking about your menstrual cycle, and talking about the people in your life, and things that are hard and complicated and uncomfortable, or things that are joyful and happy, maybe a fire ceremony of some sort, or drumming, or whatever that brings joy and happiness into your life. Maybe as women, you all go take a trip together that are part of the sisterhood. So the intent is really trying to focus on you being part of a sacred sisterhood. So we are here. I am here for you always, and I'm here to hopefully launch this revolution in sisterhood. and of really coming together and being in each other's lives, being there for support. As women, like, I feel that we really have started to become isolated, feeling very alone, which is how my journey started with the Sisterhood. Being in a small town of 2,000 people, having an illness, I was completely and totally alone. And I couldn't stand being alone anymore. And so the Sisterhood was created to create my own tribe initially, or create my own group of women for support. Men are wonderful, and I love men. I'm married to a wonderful man, but I really needed women. And I really also needed women that understood their menstrual cycles. And so the reason why that's so important is because when you live a life in following your 28-day cycle, your life shifts and changes, and things that become things that just flow. And so I really wanted to be around like-minded women that really honored their cycle. For women, they were like, what is she talking about? She's kind of woo-woo. She's really out there. In business, following the menstrual cycle has helped me not feel, I call it squirrel brain. That movie, what is that movie? It's that Disney movie. Do you know? Leave in the comments below if you remember the title of that movie. And they're like, squirrel. And I was feeling like I was all over the place, that I was stretched in a million directions. And I was lost. And I felt that I had to do the same thing day in and day out. And it was really going against my biology. And once I had my daughter, I realized that this is not working for me. And why? And so I learned through the 4 seasons of my menstrual cycle, right, which are winter, which is when you menstruate. It's all about letting go, really connecting to the spirit self, connecting to who you are, helping you remember who you are, and empowerment. Then going into the follicular cycle, which is that creative brain as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a friend, as a wife. Really coming up with creative solutions, and just my creativity. As I enter into ovulation, really being seen, and really, like, that's when those great meetings with your husband or your children and or your boss or those other people in your life, and then heading into the little luteal phase when people do feel crazy, but they're not crazy. They're like, hey, these are situations that have happened all year round. This is about completion. This is also about harvest. So this is all about scheduling, making schedules. This is all about honing in on what's working, what needs to be let go, and those creative insights that are like, you know what, this probably isn't going to work right now, being able to let those go to move forward. And then again, you're heading into menstruation. Your food changes depending on your menstrual cycle. Your exercise changes depending on your menstrual cycle. People tend to get really injured on their luteal phase because they're trying to do high impact aerobics when they need to do weight-bearing exercises or yoga. So really understanding your menstrual cycle and really living in a woman's world. Right now we are living in a man's world. We're eating like a man. We're moving our body like a man. We are working like a man. Just doesn't work for what we're not men, we're women. And our menstrual cycle will really help us living in that woman's world. And so as you hear these principles, I talk a lot about this. Leave in the comments below if you want to hear more of that. We'd love to know. So anyway, I did not know what I was going to say, and I just want to say thank you for going on this journey for me this year. We will really focus on how can you at home create your own tribe of women, your own sacred community. It can be 2 or 3 people, it can be 5 people, it can be 15 people. I'm here for you, I want to support you, and I truly love you with all my heart. Together, I truly believe we can change the world because we're all starting at home. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell to know when I'm going to be on each and every week. I'm with you. I support you. I am with you every single Sunday. I love you. Bye, everyone.